Are you ready to discover the 10 surprising things I've stopped buying to save money? These aren't your typical budget cuts, like coffee or dining out. I'm talking about things that you might not expect to be able to live without. But trust me, they're not as necessary as you might think. By cutting these things out of my budget, I've been able to save so much money without sacrificing my quality of life. So if you're looking for creative ways to boost your savings and improve your finances, this video is a must-watch. Get ready to be surprised and inspired as I share my journey to financial freedom. Let's get started. Number 1. Brand new cars. One of the surprising things I stopped buying is a brand new car. New cars depreciate as soon as they are driven off the lot, sometimes as much as 10%. This means that the second you start driving your new car, it's already worth less than what you paid. According to a National Automobile Dealers Association study, the average brand new car loses 23% of its value within the first year of ownership. This means that if you buy a brand new car for $30,000, it will be worth around $23,000 just 1 year later. This steep decline in value can be a major financial burden, especially if you are still making car payments. To save money and invest in your future, you should hold off on buying a brand new car. Instead, invest the money you would spend on a new car into other assets that generate cash flow. This will allow you to save money and still have the means to buy a car later on if you desire. Used cars can be a more affordable option that still provides reliable transportation. Public transit and car-sharing services can also be viable alternatives, depending on your location and needs. By opting for these options, you can save money and invest in your future instead of spending a large sum on a rapidly depreciating asset. Number 2. Souvenirs from every trip. While it may be tempting to bring back trinkets and souvenirs from your travels as a way to remember your experiences, these items can quickly clutter up your living space. In fact, research has shown that excess material possessions can have a negative impact on our well-being and happiness. Instead of surrounding ourselves with more stuff, it may be more fulfilling to focus on experiences and relationships. So what can you do instead of buying souvenirs from every trip? One option is to document your travels through journaling or photography. Writing in a journal can be a great way to capture your thoughts, emotions, and memories from a trip. It's also a way to practice gratitude and reflect on your experiences. Photography is another way to remember and share your travels. By taking high-quality photos, you can capture the beauty and essence of your trips and share them with friends and family. You can save money and declutter your living space by focusing on experiences and documentation rather than material possessions. This can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Number 3. Upgraded versions of technology or other items. While it may be appealing to always have the newest version of a phone, laptop, or other items, there is a point at which these material possessions no longer bring us the same level of happiness. In other words, after a certain point, owning more of a particular thing does not increase our happiness as much as it did before. This was the case for Jim and his Apple Watch. When he first bought it, he felt so much happier and healthier with all the workout prompts. But a year later, a newer version came out, and he spent a few $100s more to get the upgrade. To his disappointment, the newer version only brought a slight increase in happiness that didn't justify the extra cost. Jim realized that sometimes upgrading possessions doesn't bring the same happiness as we expect it to. So what can you do instead of upgrading your possessions? One option is to focus on experiences and relationships. Research has shown that experiences bring more lasting happiness than material possessions. Instead of spending money on an upgraded version of an item, consider spending that money on an experience like a trip, a concert, or a special outing with friends and family. Alternatively, you could consider spending your money on other items that bring you more happiness in proportion to the cost. By considering these options, you can potentially save money and boost your happiness at the same time. Number 4. Single-use items. Another thing I stopped buying is single-use items. These are items that are meant to be used once and then thrown away, like plastic water bottles, straws, and grocery bags. While these items may seem convenient at the time, their environmental impact is significant. Single-use plastics, in particular, are a major contributor to pollution and can take hundreds of years to break down in the environment. I switched to reusable options to reduce my impact on the planet and save money in the long run. This includes reusable water bottles, grocery bags, and containers for leftovers. These items may require a small upfront investment, but they can be used over and over again, saving money and resources in the long run. Not only are these reusable options better for the environment, but they can also be more convenient and stylish. So why not make the switch? Number 5. Items on sale. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we're saving money when we buy something on sale, but this isn't always the case. Sales are often used as a psychological trick to make us justify spending more money. If an item is already on our shopping list and on sale, then great, we can save some money. But if we're only buying something because it's on sale, then we're not really saving anything at all. To avoid this trap, I started evaluating whether a sale item was actually a good deal. This means only buying things already on my shopping list and ensuring that I'm not overspending just because something is on sale. I also habitually compared prices at different stores and online to ensure I got the best deal possible. By considering these options, I saved money and avoided impulse purchases that I might regret later. One time, I saw a really nice suit on sale at a department store. It was 40% off, and I had a coupon for an additional 20% off. I was so excited to get such a good deal that I didn't even think twice about whether I actually needed the suit or not. I ended up buying it, but when I got home, I realized I already had a similar suit in my closet. I had fallen into the trap of thinking that I was saving money because the suit was on sale, but in reality, I had just wasted money on something I didn't even need. That's when I realized the importance of evaluating whether a sale item was actually a good deal before making the purchase. By following this rule, I saved money and avoided impulse purchases I might regret later. Number 6. Expensive gym memberships. I used to pay a high monthly fee to access a gym with all the bells and whistles. But as much as I enjoyed the variety of equipment and classes, it started to feel like a waste of money. I decided to cancel my expensive gym membership and instead, I started exploring alternative, cheaper options. I discovered that there are so many ways to stay active without breaking the bank. For example, I started doing home workouts using online resources like YouTube and fitness apps. I also started going for outdoor runs and taking advantage of local hiking trails. These options not only helped me save money but also added variety to my workouts and allowed me to enjoy the great outdoors. I found that these alternative options were just as effective as my expensive gym membership, and I'd even started to prefer them over the gym. Number 7. Cable TV. Many people are paying a shocking $217 for their cable bill, according to research by Decision Data. While I wasn't paying quite as much as the average person, I was still spending $50 per month on cable that I wasn't really using. The average American watches 3 hours and 35 minutes of TV per day, according to Statista. That's a part-time job at 25.5 hours per week. While I'm not saying that watching TV is bad, it can make you sluggish and less productive. To make sure I wasn't missing out on any shows or movies I really enjoyed, I started evaluating the value of my subscription services. I considered the cost versus the benefits of each service, and decided to keep only the ones that I was getting a lot of value. This helped me save money and also allowed me to focus on the content that I was truly interested in. If you're considering cutting cable or canceling a subscription service, I recommend evaluating the value it brings to your life. This will help you make informed decisions about where to allocate your money and ensure that you're getting the most value for your money. Number 8. Impulse purchases. We've all been there. We see something that catches our eye, and before we know it, we've whipped out our credit card and made the purchase. But have you ever stopped thinking about these purchases' long-term impact? Impulse buys may give us a temporary rush of satisfaction, but they often leave us feeling guilty and regretful afterward. Not to mention, these unplanned purchases can add up over time and put a strain on our budget. To avoid impulse purchases, it can be helpful to set rules for yourself. For example, you can try waiting a certain amount of time before making a purchase, say 24 hours or a week. This can give you time to think about whether you really need the item and if it fits into your budget. Another strategy is to create a shopping list and stick to it. This can help you stay focused and avoid buying things that aren't necessary. If you're still struggling with impulse purchases, finding alternative ways to satisfy the desire can be helpful. For example, if you're tempted to buy a new dress, you could try borrowing one from a friend or renting one instead. This can give you the same feeling of novelty without the cost or clutter. By being mindful of your purchases and finding alternative ways to satisfy your desires, you can save money and declutter your living space. This can lead to a more fulfilling and financially stable life. Number 9. Travel-sized products. These are the miniature versions of your favorite products that are convenient for taking on the go. While they may seem like a good idea at first, they can actually be a waste of money in the long run. For one, travel-sized products often come at a premium price. Even though they are smaller in size, they can cost just as much or even more than their full-size counterparts. This means that you're paying more for less product. In the end, it may be more cost-effective to buy the full-sized version and transfer a portion of it into a small container for travel. Another issue with travel-sized products is that they contribute to excess waste. These products are often packaged in disposable containers that end up in landfills. You can save money and reduce your environmental impact by opting for reusable containers and refilling them with your favorite products. There are plenty of affordable and eco-friendly options for carrying your products on the go. Reusable silicone travel bottles and jars are an excellent option for liquids, while solid products can be stored in small tins or containers. By bringing your products, you can save money and reduce waste while enjoying your favorite products on the go. Number 10. Trying to impress people. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need to impress others with our possessions constantly, but this can be a costly and ultimately fruitless pursuit. As the quote from Fight Club suggests, we often spend money we don't have on things we don't need in an attempt to impress people we don't even like. This is not only wasteful, but it can also lead to financial strain and stress. Instead of trying to impress others with material possessions, focusing on personal growth and development may be more fulfilling. This can involve investing in ourselves through education, hobbies, or other activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. By prioritizing our well-being and goals, we can save money and reduce the pressure to impress others constantly. It's also important to consider the people we are trying to impress. Are they truly worth impressing? Are they supportive and positive influences in our lives, or do they bring negativity and stress? By surrounding ourselves with people who value us for who we are rather than what we own, we can save money and improve our mental and emotional well-being. In the end, it's important to remember that material possessions do not define us. What matters is who we are and the relationships we build with others. By shifting our focus from trying to impress others to cultivating our personal growth and well-being, we can save money and live more fulfilling lives. If you're interested in learning more about the benefits of being frugal and achieving true financial success, be sure to check out our video on why being frugal is the key to achieving true financial success. This video explores the mindset and practices that can help you save money and build wealth over time. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more financial tips and inspiration.